Greetings and salutations! Welcome to a special guide. Here we're going to look at some of the best Wonderkids in the game. These are my personal sort of favourites, some of mine. There's plenty of others around. You can look on forums and do your scouting and find others. There's, you know, some of them are better, some of them worse. But these are some of the best players that I really like so far in Football Manager. I've used my own scouting network, my own experiences. I've had a look on forums and people talking about them and having a scout. You know, all that stuff to sort of cover all the bases. Today we're going to be looking at fullbacks. These are my favourite six, some of my favourites here. I added them to the shortlist, and we're going to go through each one, just have a look. So basically, to me, anyone 21 or under is allowed in to this section. First up, we're going to go for the new Chelsea left back, Baba Rahman. He's got a great name, so why not? He can actually play the left wing as well, but he's tackling and stuff like that. But is great. He's a really good sort of fullback position. He's got exceptionally good physical stats. He's pacey. He's going to run all day. He's a really good player. He's quite aggressive and he works hard. His determination's good, so he's going to improve. He's only 21 years old. He's already got 13 caps for his nation. He's a very good player. Chelsea just signed him, so it obviously might be a bit of a tricky to purchase or to steal him away from Chelsea, but I really like the look of him. Next up, we're going to go to Kevin Dix. Almost worth it because of the name. This one's a little bit more of a gamble. The scouts are not massively highly rated on him, but I just like he's got decent overall stats. He's only 18, so with some work put in, he could definitely become a half decent player. He can play right back. He can also play centre back. He's actually got not bad stats for centre back. He's definitely more sort of on the defensive minded, but I think with a tutor, with some work, he could become a quality player. And his name's Dick, so you can make cock jokes, so why not? So obviously we know about this guy. Hector Bellerin is the Arsenal right back. Pace, that's it really. Just absolute bags of pace. 20 pace, 19 acceleration. He's got good natural fitness and stamina, so he can run up and down all day long. His mentals and technicals are all really good without being exceptional. But there's no real weaknesses. So I think he's an absolute quality player. Only 20 years old. He's going to have a big future. If you're Arsenal manager, he's your right back for the next 10 plus years. Next up, we have... I murder names. If you watch any of my other videos, you'll know I murder names. So we're going to go for Chidibanwagali. 18-year-old Nigerian. I just kind of saw him on the list. He's quite versatile. He's a decent all-round player. Just sort of maybe it's somebody that you can get a bit cheaper. For, you know, a lot of these Wonderkid lists will be somebody like, oh, here's all the players you could buy if you're Real Madrid. Well, no, like, you know, some of them might be a bit more available, like this guy here, that's sort of available a bit cheaper, and just I think somebody that you could mould into a really good player. Next up, we have Federico Di Marco. So he's a 17-year-old left back, can play left midfield as well. Decent, well-rounded stats. Remember, he's only 17, so he's got really good pace for a 17. Really good physicals for a 17-year-old. Natural fitness is fantastic, decent pace. He's good going forward as well as tracking back. I think he's a quality player that could really become a world-class player. Like at 17, you can't really go wrong. It might cost a bit to prize him away from Inter Milan, though. That's the only thing. And my favourite and lastly is Jose Gaya. 20 years old, an absolute monster of a left-back. Really quick, he's agile, stamina, natural fitnesses are all there. His strength is maybe the only sort of real weakness there, but he's got really good mentals. There's not a single stat under 11 in his mentals, which is ridiculous. His work rate's good, his off the ball is good. His technical wise, he's a decent tackler. There's some things that can be worked on. He's got 17 crossings, so he's slightly better going forward and passing 14. But his tackling and marking are sort of just a tiny bit low, maybe. So he's definitely more on the attacking side. But you can work on those if you play a little bit more defensively. So I think he can actually be a quality player. I have no idea how much he'd cost. Probably ridiculous. He's valued at 12 million. He's going to cost a lot of money, isn't it? He's got no intention of joining us at the moment. He's probably... Has he just moved to Villa? No, he's been all the time. Let's have a... Yeah, so that if I offer 12, then they're not even having a go. So he's going to be a very expensive player, but if you've got the money, I think definitely worth the investment. So there you go. There's just a few of my favourite left backs. There is some players that, like English players, I'm going to do a separate video for my favourite, like British Wonderkids. So if there's like people like Luke Shaw or somebody who's still an absolute quality player in this game, but I'll do a separate video with all my favourite British kids. That sounds weird. Yeah, so, and also I'm going to do videos on the various different positions and different players that I like. I would say that the fullback position this year is a little bit weak. There's a couple of players in here that aren't amazing, but there's still plenty to be found. Just do your scouting, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.